Today I'm going to show you how to make like big cuts and stuff. Bear with me because I'm sick. I'll put an example. So pretty much I'm gonna show you how to do that because my mom posted a picture for me and now people want to know how to do it, so I'm going to show you how to do it. First you need a butter knife, which technically isn't safe, so you need like some safe spreading tool, but I'm using a butter knife. And then you'll also need skin wax, is what I call it. I made this. It's a 1-to-1 ratio of Vaseline and flour. You'll also need eyeshadows and brushes. And depending on if this matches your skin tone or not, because this is the color it will come out to be. If it doesn't match your skin tone, you can easily put foundation and powder on it to match your skin tone. But it just so happens to, doesn't look like it matches mine, but once you spread it on there, it matches. Pretty much, you're going to take a small amount, not that much, because it'll all end up being taken off. I'm going to take like this much. It's like the size of my eye. It's smaller than my eye. Whatever. I'm taking it, and I'm going to do it on my hand, because that's where I did it last. So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to put it on my hand. And as you can tell, it doesn't stick, so you have to spread the edges out onto your hand. Now I'm going to take my not-so-safe tool, and I'm going to pretty much just smooth it out to where it's onto my skin. And the part where you want to make your cut, don't make too thin, because if you make it too thin, then it won't be deep enough for you to put eyeshadow, and it just won't look as realistic as you think. So pretty much you want the edges to be thin, but you don't want the middle to be thin, because that's where you want your cut to be. Okay, so as you can tell, I have the middle figured out, but now I'm just going to take my knife, my tool, whatever. I'm going to get the edges as smooth or as thin as I can get them, because the thinner they are, the more they blend into your skin. And then I'm just also going to continue to smoothen out the middle as well. You could also take off some of the wax if it gets closer to your skin. Okay, so now that I've thinned out the sides as much as possible, I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to take off what I don't need. Taking off also has a huge benefit because if it doesn't have makeup on it, you could easily just reuse it, put it back in your bowl of skin wax. But pretty much I'm taking it off the side so it's perfectly on my skin and you can't tell that there's anything there. Now I'm going to take my knife again and I'm just going to smoothen out what I have there. And now that I have the skin wax on and a good amount of smoothed out, I'm going to take this paper clip that I just unraveled and I'm going to draw my scratch. When doing this, you will pick up extra, so you'll need to clean that off or dip it back into your bowl. Make sure it's a good clean scratch, but also make sure there's height on the sides. And then now I like to take this part and I like to place it in and like build up the height on the edges. There, so. And then I also like to pat down, but not, again, you want to have height to it, so you want to make sure, there, like that. So now I'm going to take a thin angled brush, and I'm going to take 10% off out of the James Charles palette. That's what I'm using today. You could use any type of reds or browns, and you need a yellow. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to just sloppily place it inside where I made my cut. Now I'm going to take No Beans, which is just a darker brown. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it mainly closer on the height of the skin wax, so it looks like a shadow depth. Don't worry, sloppiness is so easy to fix with skin wax. And patting is the way to go. Also, like, brushing movements are okay, but when having scar wax, which is just Vaseline, it's very easy to move, so patting is definitely one of the ways to go. Now, as you can tell, I made some mistakes, but those are easy cover-ups, especially when it comes to later. So now that I have the shadow depth and the redness showing, I'm just going to add some details. I'm going to take B, which is the yellow, and I'm going to place some of that in here. Make sure it's like really good blended. You don't want it to look super yellow, but having some yellow tint to it will definitely show like a pus kind of effect. Now I'm going to take a more rounded brush and I'm just going to also add to effects. I'm also going to take some white and put it over top of those yellows, again, just for the pus effect. Okay. Now I'm going to take this bigger brush, which is round. I'm going to take You're Kidding, which is a brighter red. Going to pat some of that off because you don't want it to be too pigmented. And then I'm going to pat that around the sides so it looks irritated. And that's about it. It's just mainly shading and skin wax. Skin wax is really easy to work with once you pick it up, but like I said, this is my second time using it, and it's not that difficult. It's just like common sense and just continuing to add on to tiny things. And that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy.